Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything from the 1st Royal Aerospace Squadron, and I'm doing a follow-up video to my Retaliator PMCS video, right? I did a PMCS where I did a walk around of the Retaliator, taking a look at all the different nooks and crannies and lights and dings and dents and paint and everything else, right? Well, what I'm doing today is a follow-up to that, because when I was streaming with friends the other day and I was doing a walkthrough of the Retaliator, I discovered that there were some things that I glazed over and I didn't really talk about. Not because I didn't want to talk about it, but mainly because I didn't notice it. That was the main thing. So what we're doing is we're going back into the Retaliator, and I'm going to talk about some things that I didn't mention. And if I did mention them, then I'm sorry. I didn't realize I'd mentioned these already. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to the side of the ship right here. This is the side of the ship that goes all the way up to the bridge, right? Well, or cockpit, or whatever you want to call it. I consider anything through this door right here to be the bridge. This is what I noticed. I was basically taking a keen look at the pipes and the electronics and everything else, right? Well, as you know, everything in the Retaliator has its place. Now, this is the air ventilation system. The storage lockers you see along the sides, like that's probably not a storage locker, because it's not going to open anywhere because there's a bar going across it. So I don't even think that's a storage locker. But there are these lockers. I don't know where they are on this side right here, where tools are being stored. I don't think it's these things at the bottom. But either way, but I'm getting distracted. That's not what I'm talking about. This is it right here. That little sucker right there in front of your screen, the shutoff valve. That valve's kind of like half open, right? It's not open, but it's not closed either. So it's like, I don't know. Is that open? Is that closed? I don't know. But and is that hydraulics? Is that water? Is that fuel? Is that coolant? We don't know, right? We'll learn that, I guess, later on. But right here, you got another shutoff valve. I did not realize that there were shutoff valves. And if you look at that, the pipes give you like a U-shaped elbow that go back into this, whatever that is. And I'm sure those lights have some kind of indicator of their status, how much junk is flowing through them, right? Right. Okay. Now, same pipes, right? They go into that little piece there, and then you don't see any more pipes over here except for these gigantic ones right here. I think they have like an electronic shutoff valve, which is like right there. And then maybe I don't know. That thing's connected to the yellow, so like a yellow electronic line. Not sure. But down here we have a pipe with a shutoff valve, and then two shutoff valves right there on that pipe. Now, why does it need two shutoff valves? I don't know. One of those might be a main. Well, one's wide open, and then the other one's like half open. So I don't know. I don't know. But that was the main thing I was noticing. We've got pipes. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there are security cameras throughout the ship. Now, I think the yellow line is the computer line. That's the computer cabling, the data connector, okay? And I think the black lines throughout the entire ship are power lines. I think that's where everything gets its power, is from the black lines. Those high voltage lines. Well, maybe not high voltage, but some voltage. And that's what powers the camera. And then that right there is what transmits the information to the computer. That's the computer line. Okay, so black power, yellow computer. Now, what is the red line? The red line might be avionics. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I would think the computer would control the avionics too. So yellow just might be a data line of any kind, really, any data. Like this data line goes through the computer, so it would be, TV yellow data line, black is power. That's what I think. Okay, sorry, moving on. Right inside the other side of the wall, you've got like a lot of like glitching going on, but that's okay. I know they'll get that fixed over time. Give it some time, right? So now, like, there's black and red. Black being the power, in my opinion, and then red being some kind of avionics, maybe? I don't know. Because that's connected to, I mean, that looks like it leads into the torpedo room. Let's look around. And then we have more yellow, which is obviously computer data cables, right? That's what I think. I think the yellow are computer data cables. And I think black is power. There's more data. More data. I think. I mean, I don't know for sure. But moving on to the rear. Okay, now there's something that's got the black, yellow, and red, and that would be, I think that's where they store tools. I think red might be the ordnance control, avionics, ordnance, but why wouldn't that be yellow? Each area might have their own unique color scheme. That's entirely possible. I doubt that, though. I think it's going to be pretty universal across the entire ship. But there's some electronic shutoff valves right there. But there are manual shutoff valves from time to time. Right, that's a handhold. I don't see any shutoff valves right through here. Manual ones, that is. Black and yellow, right? Black and yellow, black and yellow. Okay, and then right here we got, this is the same on both sides. Can't I crouch? What's going on here? There we go, crouching. This thing's on both sides, radioactive. And it says, radioactive material, work area, surfaces, and items in this area B may be contaminated. No smoking, eating, or drinking permitted. Look at the creases and the crinkles on the decal. It's a sticker, obviously, and it wasn't put on perfect. The level of detail, man, the level of detail. That's just remarkable. That's just remarkable to me. Okay, and then apparently there's some kind of electronic monitoring screen there to see what's going on with that. And then, of course, you got these things. They look like you could grab them and unscrew them and take them out. And then there's more of that black and red, but next to it you have like a striped cable. So there's a fourth cable, and I don't know what that would control. If yellow is computer data and black is power, red is have something to do with ordnance, avionics. I don't know. But those striped cables I've seen out in my landing gear too. So maybe they're just another type of, maybe that's hydraulics. But hydraulics wouldn't be in a cable like that, right? It'd be more of a, not a conduit, but more of a, what's the word I'm trying to look for? More of a pipe, not a cable. That looks like a cable. And I understand the graphics on that is backwards. So if I was to read that backwards, what would that say? 7,000, 7 TOD Todd. I need a mirror. I need to read it with a mirror. Or I need to go onto the other side of the ship. Oh wait, I'm looking for like valves. Okay, but I showed you those now. I've already showed you a couple of valves. Okay, can I read it on this side? Yeah, 1007. PGH, and then a bunch of numbers, and then 1007. Got ages stamped all over the cabling, of course, everywhere. But there's 3 types right there, and that doesn't even have yellow. So there's 4 types of cables. And that box right there, that's an electronics symbol. So there's something high voltage behind it, I would think. And no matter what anybody's calling it, I'm calling this my engine room. And I'm sure it's going to be controlling more than just the engines. But see now, like this has got 2 data lines going in, a power line, and I think an ordnance line, because somebody was telling me that this is probably the ordnance control room, which I can totally go with that. But I'm going to also have my engineer kind of hang out in here because he'll be close to wherever he needs to be to do any repairs. I don't know why we have loose cabling all over the place. It just, for some reason, that just doesn't seem right to me. There shouldn't be loose cabling. Look at the detail on that, man. Just look at that. And I'm sure this panel comes up and you can work on stuff underneath and stuff. I don't know why it would be clear, but it looks cool. I mean, it saves space, weight that way. Those cables look thick, like they're mean, like they mean something. The black is going somewhere, and the red and the yellow look like they go through that black thing there just kind of to cushion it. And I'm missing my fire extinguishers. Somebody's come through and cleaned me out. Handholds all over the place throughout the ship. Okay. But that was basically the follow-up video. That's what I really wanted to show you was I wanted to show you the shut-off valves that I didn't notice in the first time. And they're all mainly through here. This is where I see most of the shut-off valves. There's a couple there. There's one right there. There's one right there. And then there's one right there. So there's a lot of shut-off valves in this section. But that's mainly what I wanted to show you guys. All right. Well, thanks for coming out and checking out this follow-up video on my Retaliator PMCS. I'm still trying to figure out the color coding system of all the cabling, and once I get that figured out, I'll be sure to make a video about that. All right, so check out my other videos on YouTube and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.